see it. With all your support and your du'as, inshallah, we will get to the completion. I'll try to cut it short there, in case I'm going on a bit too long, because I know it's quite a tight program. Thank you for listening to me. I'm around this evening, although I'm running like a mad person between the front and the back. If you have any questions, anything you'd like to raise with me, my number is pretty much on all of those leaflets, brochures. If I don't pick up because I'm working during the day, leave a message for me. I will ring back to every one of you, alhamdulillah. And please continue to support this centre project. I think finishing, one last thing I would say, we're probably in the hardest area to raise funds. We're a community centre, but if you're a disaster fund, people give without thinking twice. Of course we do, right? Somebody's suffering the other side of the world, we don't have to think twice. We feel once and we give. Now, if we're a mosque, people give to the mosque because they feel they're going to be getting their reward in Jannah, etc. Alhamdulillah, those two particular areas, they raise funds very quickly. If we were a mosque, we would be built by now. I know that from what I've seen so far. But the community centres, you know what, all this sort of work that we talked about, it happens in community centres. That's where people raise funds, they do these kind of activities. And actually, we are in need of that money probably more, so that we can continue to serve and to do those important bits of work, to raise funds for all the other areas that need fundraising. So what I would say to you all is to think how you can come together throughout this year, come through today, pledge, see what you can put forward to support us. Don't give up hope. If you look at the progress we've made, alhamdulillah, it's been fantastic, and we will be built, inshallah. And that will be reward going towards all of you into the akhirah, but also into your children today. And that's the message I want to leave you with. This is for the children today. We need to help them and guide them and to give them a place, inshallah. Jazakallah, thank you for listening to me. And I will ask Brother Rahim to continue the proceedings. Thank you very much. Jazakallah.
Thank you, Brother Zaid, and thank you for all your hard work that you do for this community. I'd like to bring someone up on stage now who can give us an update, because I know that many of us were here last year, and many of you gave very generously for this project, and you'd have seen the pictures just outside the front door. It is a very, very ambitious project. It is a fantastically beautiful, modern-looking building, the sort of place where our young people are going to be very proud to be associated with. Our brothers and sisters in our community are going to be proud to be associated. And what Brother Zaid just said, I'm certain, as somebody who goes up and down the country and sees lots of similar sorts of projects, I haven't seen one quite as outstanding as this. And I'm sure it will become a role model, and it will become a beacon of good practice that will be followed by other communities up and down the country. Well, to give you an update on where we're at the moment, I would like to invite another one of those very hard-working, behind-the-scenes volunteers who's putting in all that time and effort. He will give you an update. He's a trustee and the secretary of this organisation, so please put your hands together for our brother Imran Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, not convinced. Let's do it again. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Dear esteemed guests, welcome. Peter Taylor, thank you for coming. Lord Qurban, assalamu alaikum. Everyone else, Nazir Jessa Sahib, and all our other dignitaries. There are many other patrons who couldn't be here today, namely Lord Tristan Garrell Jones, Richard Harrington, Shahid Afridi, Baroness Warsi, but they all send their regards and they're rooting for success in today's event. And also, I just want to say thank you to the real volunteers of this event. They work day in, day out, they work really hard, and if it wasn't for their silent, stealthy service, none of this would be possible, and all the children that are growing up with good role models would not be possible. So just a shout out to all the volunteers. So we've talked a lot, as Zahid Sahib has talked about a lot what we do, so I won't repeat many things, because I know you're all eager to get going and get eating, inshallah, it will come. But in a nutshell, our drive and our vision is to change the world. We live in a world of what appears to be a stronghold of darkness. There's hatred, bigotry, social problems, racism. There's a lot of darkness out there. And if we don't take a stand and make a change within ourselves, within our children, within our community relations, we're not going to advance. And we're going to see more examples of extremism that will result in the community from all walks of backgrounds. So it's important for us to take this seriously, and not just another fundraising drive. It's not just setting up some sort of another institution. We're here on a mission to change the world for the better. And I think everyone here, I can see an ocean of sincerity. I can see an ocean of generosity. And it's because of your generosity and sincerity that projects like this will become successful. So I thank you for attending. Just to talk a bit more about the facilities, we'll move on. I've explained this to many of you in the past, I'm sure, but just to summarize yet again, we have 2 floors of this centre. And inshallah, downstairs we have a cafe, a large banqueting hall, lots of kitchen space and bathrooms and a lobby, and at the front a nice sort of canopy area where people can lounge outside, eat and drink and meet with each other. Upstairs we have a creche, a nursery. Alhamdulillah, we have an operator signed up for that, and we have a cafe operator who is very interested in close to signing a deal downstairs as well, because we're trying to run this on a commercial model so that the rent of these sub-leases will support the running of the centre and deliver the education our children really need. We also have upstairs lots of classrooms in which we are going to roll out all our educational programs. We have released a poster called Al-Qadr School, which is effectively, inshallah, a school which will deliver Islamic sciences but also Western education. When I say Western, it's all Islamic in reality, but just for the simple clarification, I mean English, math and science. But in reality, we will be doing other languages and other sort of learning of other cultures. So all of that will be provided because we want to bring the youth, not just the Muslim youth, but anyone who enters our doors, up to a standard of good education, inshallah. So that's our background, and if we go forward, unfortunately, the Hilton IT failed us with their projector not working. So we had to improvise and put our own projector in to make sure this is seen, otherwise there wouldn't be any images today. Which also means there's a compromise in the quality of the images. So I'm not sure how well you can see this, but inshallah, just to talk through, you can see elements of the building which are constructed. We have 2 floors complete, we have the steel frame complete, we have the soakaways installed, and inshallah now the brickwork has begun. We have had quite a few delays in the last 6 months, and that's basically because we had to redesign some steel work. Because if you see the monstrosity of the plant room on top of the centre, it's quite a piece of artwork, and it's quite big and heavy, and it required a lot more attention to detail in the steel structure that surrounds it. So we had to redesign, get the architects involved, make sure it was safe for us to use, and as a result, we then had to procure some steel. Then we realised we need to install soakaways before we move on to finishing the steel, because we don't want to flood the site. The soakaways effectively drain the water from the roof when it rains. So we had to redirect some of our efforts. And as a result, that created more delays. But alhamdulillah, the steel frame is complete, the brickwork has started. And as you can see, I don't know if there's another, this is the first floor. So this is views from the first floor. But if you go to the next slide, side, you'll see that the brickwork has advanced quite significantly. That's the beginning, and this is a transition over the years. So last year it looked like this, and this is the external. The steel was primitive, but now, as you can see here, that roof, that area here needed a lot more redesign because it was a lot more attention required. So the steel is alhamdulillah complete. I'll just move to the side for those who are here. So this is a lot more complete over here. And you can see the brickwork has started all the way around. They've done at least 10 layers last week, and since then we've doubled or tripled in height in block and brickwork. And you can see in the next slide a lot more here. So that's effectively half of the ground floor. So it's taking shape nicely, it's exciting. And I do invite everyone, if you want to come on site, with your helmets obviously, come on site and have a look, get a feel of the space, get in touch with us, inshallah. We're happy to do tours, or happy to walk you through and show you these things, inshallah, because it's a different feeling when you're in the building. It's a wonderful feeling. So alhamdulillah, I invite all of you to feel that, inshallah.